Hello, everybody. Dr. Lonnie Stewart here from the Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast. Are you a physical therapy student about to start studying for the National Physical Therapy Examination? Or maybe you're a professor, a program director, or clinical instructor who teaches DPT students preparing for the NPTE? Either way, we would recommend checking out our sponsor, NPTE Final Frontier, and the community they've built around preparing for and succeeding on the NPTE. That exam and the preparation that goes along with it can be long, tedious, difficult, and stress inducing, but it doesn't have to be. NPTE Final Frontier has the tactics and resources to help address all of the usual barriers. They even have scholarships to help with NPTE study courses, FSBPT registration fees, and even research opportunities. And if that's not enough, they're even donating to the very first annual HET Podcast Scholarship to be awarded at the end of every year. Go to npteff.com for all of the details and use code HET for 10% off all purchases. Links to both the NPTE Final Frontier and their scholarship options are available in the show notes. And now, let's get ready to learn.
Hello, everybody. Dr. F. Scott Feil here with another Teach Me Something Tuesday episode of the Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast. This one is an interesting one because it can affect people in a bunch of different ways, and people will definitely utilize it or not. However, it's one that I found very early on is super helpful when it comes to putting your ego aside and progressing and growing as a student and or a professor. And this one is all about seeking out assistance when you need it. Like I said, a lot of people know my story. I was an English major before becoming a physical therapist, and I knew very early on that this was going to be very difficult for me because going from liberal arts and English to very science based and physical therapy was going to be a tough transition for me no matter what. So I knew I was going to need all the help in the world, and I simply put my ego aside and left it at the door on day one. I basically said, "Hey, I know I'm going to need help. This won't be an easy transition for me. I'm here, with open arms. I welcome all the help I can get. Please let me know if you feel so inclined to help me. I'd be glad to take it." And that really, honestly, worked very well. I ended up becoming the president of our class. I think being an English major kind of set me apart a little bit, and people thought it was a little weird. So I think they thought, hey, this guy can probably communicate at the very least. So we'll vote him in, right? Truth be told, I got a lot of help throughout the entire program from a lot of different students and professors in a lot of different ways. And it was simply because I literally reached out and I sought help in these situations. Whenever I needed help, I asked for it. I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't feel embarrassed. And a lot of times you run into situations where, let's take a student, for instance, their academic performance may not be affected by, just class stuff, right? It may be non academic issues, medical concerns, family problems, personal problems, and if you suspect that this is the case, or you've noticed that, a student's academic performance has declined, it may just creep up on you out of nowhere and you might have to react right quickly, but you may not be the exact person to help that situation. You may find it helpful to seek assistance, right? To go out and consult with the student's academic advisor or student health services or student success advisor or whoever it is that can help that person, that student excel and get back on track. That may be the person you have to reach out to. And if you're a student, you may have to reach out to tutors or family members or friends or classmates to get the help that you need. So if you're feeling like you just may not be enough or you may not be the right person to get the job done and help a student or help, yourself as a professor, I've learned a ton of new things, even just as a professor, by asking my peers, by asking other people, my coworkers, because they've been there, they've done that, they've gotten a t-shirt. So they know a lot more than I do in certain areas. And so by going and asking them for help, it's already helped me grow in just the 3 years that I've been teaching. So it's really been helpful for me to really seek out the help I need when I need it, and just know that it's okay. You don't have to feel embarrassed or anything like that. You can just kind of go ahead and reach out when you feel like you need the help, and you'll be surprised at how much faster that helps you grow and how much it can condense your timeline in your journey towards trying to become an expert and authority in whatever it is you're trying to do. So, hope that was helpful. I hope it will encourage you to reach out and seek the help you need when you need it. Put that ego aside and just ask the experts. Go to the people you know, go to your network, because I promise you it will be enriching and it will help you advance in your career no matter where you are in your journey. Hope that was helpful, and we will see you on the next one. Well, I hope that episode was entertaining as much as it was informational and educational. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our past episodes, we ask you to please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a rating and review. And please share out the episodes to those who you feel may be able to benefit from them. We also urge you to follow us on all social media platforms at HET Podcast and let us know what topics or experts you would like to hear from in future episodes. And just as a reminder, none of the information on today's show should be considered medical advice. It's simply infotainment or edutainment to help educate our audience. For medical advice, we always advise you to reach out to your preferred medical professionals, and we'll see you on the next show.